Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. This segment is sponsored by Travelspan Vacations. Attorney at law Melvin Duke says that a statement of claim has been sent to Air Services Limited on behalf of two clients seeking compensation for inconveniences caused following a plane crash in Matthews Ridge last week. Clinton Campbell, 30, and Troy Henry, 25, are seeking to be rewarded for minor injuries sustained and trauma endured as a result of the accident. Campbell is a father of two and has a pregnant wife. He said he is unable to work because he has received injuries to his hand. Henry also received injuries. The men were aboard the Cessna Caravan 8R AMS when it went down in the Northwest District on Monday. Campbell told reporters that he and the other person had joined a flight at the Ogle Airport and were on their way to a place called Fine Gold outside Matthews Ridge. They are miners working on a land dredge operating in the area. As a result of their injuries, Campbell said his employer contacted the attorney to discuss the legalities of the matter. Duke told reporters that so far his office is awaiting a reply from the ASL in relation to the claim letter. According to the information his clients have related, he said the air service company might have to take some responsibility. He said that his clients mentioned irregular occurrences before the flight took off, but still made it the journey to the interior. The client also told the lawyer that even before the plane crashed, there were some inconsistencies. Campbell explained to reporters that the plane had taken off from Ogle and circled the airport 3 times before landing and taking to the sky again. He said about a mile from the interior airport, the plane went down low and circled 3 times. He said the plane went another distance and circled twice before crashing on the 3rd attempt to circle the airport. Campbell said no one panicked on the plane since many persons had not realized that something irregular was occurring. He said when he looked out the plane, it was flying very low. The next thing persons felt was the impact. Attorney Duke said that he will be citing the Warsaw Convention, which speaks to the rules and regulations of airlines coverage for passengers. The Warsaw Convention is an international convention which regulates liability for international carriage of persons, luggage, or goods performed by aircraft for reward. A female pilot and 11 passengers were injured when the aircraft went down. Reports said that the aircraft was flying in heavily overcast conditions. Among those on board the plane, 8 persons received injuries. The pilot, Firiel Ali, Esther Williams, and her 2-year-old daughter, Jonelle Alona Massey, 27, Naleen Dallon, Wesley Johnson, Shalon Williams, Urmila Rajesh, and Dexter Benjamin. Reports are that the pilot was attempting to land in overcast conditions when the mishap occurred. Minister of Public Works Robinson Ben told reporters that there are reports that the aircraft clipped a tree some 2.5 miles south of the airstrip. In Jamaica, the integrity of the justice system is again facing the possibility of further erosion in light of allegations that the police have used a so-called professional witness in order to secure convictions. The matter has been referred to Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Lelwyn, after the allegations were made on Friday by Senior Attorney Valerie Nita Robertson, who also complained that she had since last year tried, but to no avail, to get information from the office of the DPP on a previous case involving the said professional witness who is now deceased. The person, according to Nita Robertson, was used by the police to act as an eyewitness in situations where actual eyewitnesses do not come forward or in cases where there was no witness at all. The issue came into the forefront in the Home Circuit Court in the case of Omar Nicholson and his nephew O'Neill, who are accused of murdering Detective Sergeant Desmond Carter during the robbery of a food establishment in Spanish Town, St. Catherine in 2006. During Friday's hearing, Nita Robertson, who is representing Omar Nicholson, alleged in court that the late Dylan Milanese, the witness being relied on by the prosecution, was a professional witness. She said that Milanese had been the main witness in more than one murder case, including the murder of a policeman in Clarendon, and requested the prosecution disclose to the defense Milanese's statement in that case. The attorney complained to the court that she had previously sent letters to the prosecution requesting this and other information regarding Milanese. She also presented a similar letter to the prosecution on Friday. The case has been before the circuit court since 2007. Following the airing of Nita Robertson's concerns, Justice Gloria Smith said that the Director of Public Prosecutions will have to make a decision on the next step in light of the fact that the main witness is dead, in addition to the allegations being made by the defense. The men's bails were extended until October 4th, when the case will again be mentioned. Following the adjournment of the case, Nita Robertson showed the Jamaica Observer copies of letters she sent to the prosecution, complaining that there had been no response to her previous letters dated July 31st, August 31st, and October 1st, 2012, requesting disclosure. The challenges confronting the export of Dominica's produce to the region could soon be addressed with the purchase of a vessel solely for that purpose. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit announced last week that $4 million EC dollars has been set aside to purchase the boat for the transport of the produce. The $4 million will form part of the national budget presentation on Wednesday, the 24th of July. Mr. Skerrit said assistance will also be given to the existing boats to install a refrigeration system which will address the reports of poor quality produce from Dominica. He said some persons have already identified a boat to export the produce that will address some of the challenges facing the sector. The Prime Minister said further that the new boat will close the gap affecting the transportation of produce to countries south of Dominica. This has posed a challenge for Dapex and Dexia, who normally get markets from these countries, but are unable to supply them with produce on a weekly consistent basis because of the unreliability of transportation to these islands. Mr. Skerrit said once the issue of proper marketing and inconsistency of transportation of Dominica's produce is addressed, the island could derive many benefits when market opportunities are concerned. Also in Trinidad and Tobago, more Chinese tourists would come to Trinidad and Tobago if the visa process was more efficient, new Chinese Ambassador Huang Jin-yong said yesterday. He said the average wait to get a Trinidad and Tobago visitor's visa is 2 to 3 months because as this country has no embassy in Chinese capital Beijing, visas must be processed through the British Embassy. He said the problem may be solved in the near future because there's an advanced team in Beijing to prepare for the opening of a Trinidad and Tobago embassy in Beijing. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is scheduled to visit China later this year and will possibly open the new embassy. Her state visit will follow Chinese President Xi Jinping's state visit to Trinidad and Tobago in May. Huang said the Chinese government was giving top priority to Persad-Bissessar's visit, which is expected to build on the bilateral ties created during Xi's trip. A 2012 report by the United Nations World Tourism Organization named Chinese tourists as the world's biggest tourist spenders. Chinese travelers spent a record $102 billion on international tourism in 2012, a 40% rise from $73 billion in 2011. The volume of international trips by Chinese travelers grew from 10 million in 2000 to 83 million in 2012, making it the world's fastest growing market. The ambassador said ultimately the hope is to have citizens from both countries exempt from visitors' visas, but until then at least the process should be made easier. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
The government say it's all about the food. August the 10th. Foreigners welcome to the land of oil dung. Beers and strong rum, girls hot and can done. It's all about the food. Oil Dung Fest, August 10th, Lapama, and in the place.